Hey there, I'm here to talk to you today about 5 things that most attorneys don't know about paralegals, even though they work with them every day. This is the first of a 4-part series in which I outline things that I have come up repeatedly that attorneys are kind of surprised about, either clients or experience that I've had, and also things I've heard from other paralegals. So let's start with number 1. Paralegals are not secretaries. I know the legal assistant title, paralegal, they're kind of used interchangeably, but paralegals do a lot more substantive work than an assistant. And sometimes there's a little bit of overlap. And I know a lot of firms use paralegals and legal assistants differently, just depending on the firm. But they are not assistants. Um, Paralegals are billable and they usually specialize in a specific area. So if you're in litigation, it may be general litigation, it may be personal injury, it may be construction defect. Typically, you're going to pick an area and specialize in that, kind of like an attorney would. Um, Paralegals go through a rigorous educational background. So not only do they need to have experience in the space, but they need to have an ABA approved certificate, and they also need to have a certain amount of education, either an associate's or a bachelor's degree. So becoming a paralegal is not the same thing as, an assistant that's done it for 30 years. There is a path for an assistant to become a paralegal if they've been doing it for 30 years. It's not really the actual measure, but that's neither here nor there. There's a specific amount of experience and or education required in order to be a California qualified paralegal. And that business professions code again is 6450. Number 2, California does not require a license. So the word certified gets very misused. So a lot of people say, well, I want a certified paralegal, but what they really are thinking is a certificated paralegal, meaning they have a paralegal certificate. And it's kind of a weird nuance. But a certified paralegal is a paralegal who has sat for a certifying exam. And those exams have a certain amount of education that come along with it. Typically, they'll specialize as well. But that's just an educational, it's not necessarily practical knowledge. Or practical experience. So it's kind of like when you think about an attorney that's a first year. A first year has a JD, they are a licensed attorney, but they may not have the functional knowledge to adequately act as efficiently as someone that's been doing it for longer. Okay, so number 3. Legal assistant and paralegal, the terms are not interchangeable in California. California law makes a clear distinction, and I'm going to read this to you because it's very important you to understand it. Paralegal has an education, CLE, and supervision requirements. Assistant is a general support role with no formal definition under California law. So anyone can hold themselves out as a legal assistant. Say someone that's been an assistant before and they just want to come into a law firm, they can say, I'm a legal assistant. So use that information as you like. Number 4, California requires mandatory CLE, so MCLE. Most paralegals call them CLE, but I know that attorneys call theirs MCLE, and it's the same exact courses. So a lot of times we will go on the same websites for courses. We will go to the same exact classes with our attorneys, and there are general education, ethics, and I believe there's another type of designation, but it's been a while since I've done mine. So we have to do 8 hours every 2 years and keep the records of it, keep a log, and those are the logs that we would be responsible to give to our employers so that they know that we are credible and can do what we do. And number 5, freelance paralegals and legal assistants are really growing in today's work environment. There are so many law firms that need help, but especially in California, where our labor laws are so staunch, just the exposure and the costs for paralegals can be above what a lot of small firms can afford. And They legally can contract with attorneys, just like we can legally have jobs with attorneys. Um, there are some labor and employment ramifications, and you should really be careful how you do so. Contracting with the company is probably the best idea for temporary support or project based, things like that. But freelance paralegals can help with overflow, trial prep, big filings. Anytime you have something where you're like, oh, I'm going to need a little extra help, freelance paralegals are here for you. And that's what we do here at A3. Um, I'm looking forward to talking with you more about other things that attorneys may not know about paralegals, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.